and welcome to CAN TV 21 Hotline. Let's talk etiquette. That word does so much for me. It's such a powerful word. It's a profound word. If you say that word one time a day, your thinking will be radically changed. Just one time a day, if you just say, etiquette. Now, yes. And you will see the change in you because everything you do will relate to that word. And you want to do it at the best of your ability. When you say hello to someone, you say, hello there, how are you? With a big smile on your face. That's what the word would do to you. It would energize you. It would motivate you to be the best human being possible. Now, just think about that. Don't you want to be the best of the best that you can possibly be? Is that asking too much? To be the best that you can possibly be. You have one life and one time on this planet. And you can represent the very highest of civilized behavior with that one word. And yet we're just ignoring it. We're acting like it doesn't exist. We're letting everyone else tell us how we should conduct ourselves. We're mimicking what we see the degenerate do and find it funny. But you don't have to conduct your life in that fashion. You have the opportunity to be the best human being on this planet. That's what you have. And you should represent that in every form and fashion that you can possibly represent it. What else is there to be in this life if you aren't one of those? If you can't represent that, who are you? What is your role in this society? What are your obligations? It's up to you to decide that now. And don't say you can't figure it out or you don't seem to understand. Don't tell yourself that. There's just all kinds of information out here. Just go on your computer, whatever you have in your hand. Just type in etiquette and see what comes up. It's amazing. It's a system that allows all of us as citizens, members of the human family, civilized individuals. It's a system that will give you all of the information to conduct yourself in an appropriate manner, regardless of the circumstances. This is what this is about. Being civilized, being humane. Humane, yes, humane. That word, human, humane. They go together. You got to connect those two. You're a human, are you not? Word, human, humane. You can do that. You can be that. You can represent that. You can incorporate that into your philosophy of living. You can do that. And you should do it. And that's what the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois is committed to. Making this a better world for us all. Making it where we don't have to worry about walking the street no matter where we're at inside the United States of America. We can walk and go anywhere without any fear. And we can do that. And this is what etiquette is. I can go Madison, okay, Kedzie, 3 o'clock in the morning. I should be able to walk freely without any fear of anyone doing anything to me. That's what I should have, that security as a human being and as an American. So this is the point. This is it. We need to be educated. Yes, educated. Educate yourself. We need to be teaching our children how to have good manners and to be respectful to others. If they haven't learned that, do not pass them to the second grade. They should repeat the first grade over until they learn how to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, thank you very much, please, may I. If they don't learn those responses, do not pass them to the second grade. Let them repeat the first grade over again. And if they do, they're going to be better off in the long run. If they learn good manners while they're in school and practice those manners in the school. What is the school? The school is a community made up of people living in the community, isn't it? Interacting and interrelating with one another with the English language. Isn't that what school is for? School is more about that than it is about math or geography. It's two disciplines there for them to learn. How to use the English language correctly, speak it correctly. If they take 3-4 years to learn the language correctly, I say take 3 or 4 years for them to learn it and speak it correctly. If it takes 3 years, take 3 years to do that. We're graduating children from the schools and their language is atrocious. From high school. Yeah. Hurrah. What is that all about? You cannot monetize that kind of verbiage. If you learn how to use the language correctly, you can monetize it. And what is school supposed to be? Lessoning how to use your knowledge and how to monetize it. So you'll be employable. Or you'll be able to go out and start a wonderful career, build a business, or whatever. That's what this is all about. Etiquette. Now, we've been devoting time, for those who watch the show, and the number's right there, and the phone hasn't rang. There it is right at the bottom of your screen. 312-738-1060. Call me. Call me. But we've been devoting the last several shows to two disciplines. Really, they're one. But we divided into two parts. Part one is etiquette-centered mentoring. Oh, I have a caller. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, Mr. Wright, and good evening to you.
Good evening to you. Good evening to you. It's always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure.
You always contribute something special to this show. So I'm going to turn that over to you.
All right, well, first of all, I just want to know, is that wine or burgundy sweater?
It's burgundy.
Burgundy? That's
Yes.
what I've been looking for, burgundy.
I tried something different this time. I said, one of the shows, I'm going to wear a sweater, and today is a very appropriate
Beautiful
day for it.
day for it. All right, listen, Mr. Wright, I promise you, when I come in, I try to take care of my business and then read my papers. I read 3 papers every morning.
Wow, wonderful.
And I think it was in the Tribune this morning that they are bringing back penmanship to schools. I said, bringing it back.
Hey,
Why
man,
did it ever
glad to
leave?
hear. But you didn't know they had taken it out?
Yes, the curriculum that we have in school is one of the reasons why a lot of the etiquette and people know how to talk and be polite is there, not there. But again, listen, look at the schools, they're all closed. All these schools are empty. Where is the children? Where is the people at? That's what what I can't understand. Are they just walking the streets or are they staying at home? When we went to school, they used to have truant officers. They don't
Yeah.
have that no more. They don't have the money for that.
They have
And
police, though. They have police with guns. They have that
hey,
part.
I wouldn't dare walk up in somebody's house, ask somebody about where's your kid at.
Right.
You might get shot.
Right.
But we need to go back to what it used to work. We need to get politicians out of the education business.
Yes.
We need to let the educators teach, mind their own business,
Yes.
and maybe we could help. I remember every class used to have ABCs and penmanship all written
Penmanship.
all around the
Critical.
wall.
Critical.
And yeah, now, like you say, if you speak to a young person, I don't understand anything what he's saying.
Right.
You just don't understand what he's saying.
Right.
But again, people such as you that take your time out and come to the show, and there's plenty of adults, I hope, listening,
Oh.
to be saying something to themselves. Maybe this is something I need to do. Because if we don't, we're in a world of trouble.
We are.
But listen, Mr. Wright, it's always a great day with you.
Thank you
And
so
I
much.
don't know if I'm going to be here for the holidays or not, but I'd like to wish you and your family a wonderful holiday and a safe day.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
taking
much.
the call.
You're one of
And
our
let me get out the air so
You're
I
one
can
of
hear
our
your
special
response.
callers, and we do appreciate that call every time we get it. You know that. I just want to know that you're okay, that all is good on your side and with your family. And please continue to watch us if you aren't able to call. And don't forget, you can go on the internet to CAN TV, and it's on there anytime you want it. All of the shows are on their web page. So for those out there who wasn't aware of that, you can go back and look at shows 6, 8, 10 months back just by going to CAN TV's webpage and looking at the shows on YouTube. They'll give you some steps on how to get there, but it's not that complicated, and you can do that. Okay, thank you for calling. Looking for the next call to come in. But as I was saying, to follow up with the caller there, penmanship is such an important discipline, such an important art form. I like to think of it as an art form because this is the first opportunity a child has to create their own identity in writing, visually create their own identity. And that's why, in my opinion, that's why it's so important, because usually under the old school you could read, it was legible enough to read, it wasn't some kind of whatever, and then call it a signature. You can at least read it. It was written well enough to read. And if you know anyone that has great penmanship, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so penmanship is your signature. This is really what it's for. You can handwrite something out the long way, and it's a good exercise. And most people don't know how to do it very well, unfortunately. But if you learn that, you have an identity that's yours. And this is what your signature is. People look at your signature and they identify that signature with you. So if you have a legible signature, that takes you on another level in the relationship with your fellow man or your fellow humans. They'll look at your signature and say, oh, okay, this is legible. I can read it. And with these names that parents are naming their children today, the teachers have a problem even pronouncing it, let alone spelling it. If they see it written, they can't decipher it. So keep in mind, parents, if your child is not getting penmanship training in schools, insist on it. And if they won't do it, you do it. The home is the first school. The home is the first school. We have a caller. Caller.
Yes, sir. How you doing, my friend? This is Ray.
Hey, Ray, how are you? Good to hear
Fine.
from you.
You know, the caller before me is so right. But the thing is that the I can't understand the young kids anymore either. The only word that you can understand is the F word, because every other word is some kind of slang or whatever you call
Right.
it. But you know what? What gets me is everybody blames the kids. I blame them some, but I blame their family.
Yes.
And it's like this. When I was driving the CTA bus, they'd be in front of the bus swearing and giving me a finger and before they got on the bus. I always told them, listen, I'm not mad at you guys. I'm mad at your mom and dad. That's
Right.
who I'm at because they let you get this way.
Right.
And you only do what you learn. And
That's
the
it.
families today just don't care. They make the babies, and that's it. They forget about them.
They forget. So
So,
true.
so I want to tell the caller before you. I think his name is Steve.
Yes.
I want him and his family to have a great, merry, safe Christmas and New Year's. That's what I have to
Absolutely.
say, and that goes for you too, my friend.
Well, thank you so much for that. And I
You know
and
what?
I echo that comment you made for Steve, and I wholeheartedly support
Yeah,
that. And
but you know what,
Steve,
sir?
you have a
You know what?
safe holiday for you and your
Yeah, you
family.
know what? I call you because what you say comes from the heart. And if it comes from the heart, it has to be true.
That's why
So
I'm. That's
thank
why I'm
you
here.
again, and tell Steve I say hello, and I don't care what he says about me. Thank you.
We all love each other, so just keep calling. Love your comments, and you make my show and make it worth my time to come and be here. So continue to call us, okay, caller? All right. Well, you see, when you have wonderful people like that taking the time, they could be watching 1,000 other things on TV, and here they are watching CAN TV. And I really, really appreciate that. And I appreciate all the people that work for this organization. They're just outstanding, outstanding people. And it's fun to come here. I'm excited when I come to be with these young people. Some are young, some are a little older, but they are on a mission. Truly, they are on a mission to allow a vehicle for me to talk to you. Now, and it's free. That's the wonderful. I had to buy gas, but it's really a wonderful program and a wonderful organization. And go to their website, learn more about CAN TV. This is a jewel. This is a real, true jewel right here serving us in this community. So check some of the other shows. They have a variety of shows on all kinds of topics. So whatever your passion is, you can find it on CAN TV. If it's etiquette, you will find that here. So back to my point, because my time is fleeting. Etiquette Center. The reason that word is so important to your philosophy, your value system, is because at the end of the day, you know what direction you're taking your mentee, or if you're a parent, you know the direction you're guiding your child in. Because these are life lessons. How they learn to conduct themselves in society is a lifelong lesson. Math is important, reading is important, history is important, but every moment of their consciousness, they're going to be, in some form, practicing etiquette. If they're on the bus and sitting in a chair on the seat on the bus, there's a way to sit that relates to etiquette. Give you an example. If I'm on the bus like this, I may be comfortable, right? But if I'm sitting on the bus in this fashion, I'm saying something entirely different. If I'm turning around like this, I'm saying something different than sitting like this. You see the difference? So I am deliberately, consciously sitting in a certain way because I want to send a visual signal to everyone that's observing me. I want them to say, this person here, I find nothing wrong with their conduct. Sitting on the bus is a form of conduct. If I'm getting off the bus and how I do that, how respectful I am towards all other bus riders, it's a form of conduct. And yes, it's a thinking conduct. You have to think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. This is what etiquette gives you. It's a beautiful way to live your life and express yourself. And people will receive you in a very positive way. Believe me, they will receive you in a positive way. 9 times out of 10. So that's the power you have in everything you do. And you should do it that way. If you look aware and conscious, it's like our last caller. Our kids are cursing and using all kinds of foul language on the bus. They putting on, oh, I can't believe it. You get on the bus in the school hour and they just, it's unbelievable how our young people are behaving on a public transportation vehicle. And yes, you have to blame their parents, because you parents should take your child out on the bus and instruct them on how to behave on this bus. And not let your child just assume your child is going to know what to do and go out there and get on the bus every day. They're going to be influenced by those others who want to misbehave. And then now your child is on there cussing and doing all kind of other unsavory things. It's your fault. Turn that TV off. Get out of that nonsense. Get back to the business of parenting. It's your job. Most important job of all jobs is parenting. There's no other job more important than that job. And you have to devote yourself to doing that and not make excuses. Get off that cell phone. Oh, girl, and your child is running around doing whatever. You're not even paying any attention. I see it every day. Parents walking down the street on the phone, crossing the street, their child behind them somewhere back there, and they're not even paying any attention. What kind of parenting is that? So, let me conclude. Time is running out. And last week we talked about our etiquette-centered mentoring workshop, where you have the opportunity to come and learn this awesome discipline. The reason it's so important, and I know my time is brief, but let me throw this up here real quick, this overhead here. So you have our email address right there, info@efoi.org. Write that down, so you can send us an email, okay? Do that for me. But just to give you an example, when you are knowledgeable of etiquette, then you can teach your mentee something about fine dining, because they're going to eat every day. And if they're going to get into the 6-figure income, they're going to have to know what all of these forks are for. If you don't know, you can't teach them. Okay? But it's critical when they get there to the table with that luncheon or that dinner with their colleagues and presidents of the company, and they watch how their junior executive is conducting themselves at the table, you have to know which of these utensils is the appropriate utensil for that course. If you don't know it, you can't help your mentee become aware and knowledgeable of how to dine at the table. And this is just one little part of this program, this awesome program we're going to be making available to you for free. No charge. So you will know what course goes with that utensil. And that way you can teach your mentee exactly how to dine at the table. They will not get into the 6 figures and up if they don't know this little simple basic discipline. And it's practiced all over the world. Okay? With that said, I want to thank you for tuning us in. I really appreciate being here today. I am very, very blessed to be here. And I want Steve and our other caller to have a wonderful, safe holiday. And until next Wednesday, stay tuned for Let's Talk Etiquette.